Are you ready?
Yeah, turn up the heat.
Are you ready?
Is he ready?
Oh, yeah, he's ready.
It's go time.
Ready to go beyond the scores and stats.
I love it.
Good.
Let's bring it in. It's showtime, right?
Welcome to High on Sports.
The whole deal is like some kind of crazy game.
Exclusively on MorningShowCentral.com.
Hello and welcome to High on Sports. I'm Ralphie, and with me, as always,
Ashley.
And I am Von Erich, and I am not a fuddy-duddy.
no, he's not.
You're no fuddy-duddy.
Don't listen to what other people at the smear campaign. My friend here is not a fuddy-duddy.
He's a 69-year-old. Oh my God, I can't even finish saying it because that just keeps making me laugh.
Anyways, whether you're listening on one of
Funniest
the many
thing ever.
glorious apps or at home on your computer, thank you so much for making High on Sports a part of your evening. Remember, as always, you can call the show toll-free at 1-888-668-0742. Email your questions or comments to shows with an S at morningshowcentral.com, and we'll read them live on the air. Or you can also tweet them to @high_on_sports. And again, we will share them live on the air. And if you're watching the show on MSC, which you probably are, you'll notice to the right of the viewer is a place to log into a chat room. I'm on my way there now. It asks for a password. You do not need to put one. Just come up with any name you want. Anything you can think of. It does not matter. We don't even care if it's discriminatory or disrespectful or whatever. Any name you could think of, just put that as your name. Hit enter. You are immediately logged into the chat talking to myself, Ashley, Von Erich, and whoever else may be in there. I'm signing in as we speak. I am Ralphie with an exclamation mark for excitement. So if you see that guy in the chat, that's me. What's up? Anyways, remember as always to get to the website. It is high-on-sports-radio-show.com. Again, high-on-sports-radio-show.com. You can go there and check out the archive of all our past shows. You can check out my blog on there. I've got 2 posts up there from within the last 2 weeks. Both are kind of wrong now. One's my mock draft, which did not play out anything like I thought it would.
That's because
whatsoever.
Charlotte went and screwed everything up for everybody else.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that a little later.
Little bastards.
Yeah, those bastards. Also, another one that doesn't really apply anymore is my preview of the Cavaliers offseason and who I want to be the starting 5 next year because 2 of them were draft picks that the Cavs did not make. So that's kind of void as well. But if you want to go see what my frame of mind was pre-draft, again, that's high-on-sports-radio-show.com. So
Feel free to tell him how wrong he was.
Oh, go ahead. Try to tell me how wrong I was. I'll argue that I was right somehow. Come up with something. No, they totally took Beal. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You idiots.
He didn't go to Washington right
They
before
actually
us.
drafted Beal and Kid Gilchrist, so I'm right in both fronts. So, yeah, stick it to you. All right, let's get right into things here. We have got a huge jam-packed show for you here. It is round 1. Let's go. All right, this is where we're gonna start. Obviously, we're gonna break down the draft grades for how the Cavs did, breaking down the 2 picks they wound up with in just a moment. But first, we have got potentially the biggest scoop of the year. And I mean that. But let me start by saying, I cannot stress this enough. This is just a rumor. It is yet to be picked up by a credible news organization like a CNN or what have you. They have not come into play on this yet. This is all just the seedy back alleys of the internet.
This is alleged.
This is all 100% alleged. And because of that, we are not going to name names, which is going to be tough, but we're going to do it. Now, if you at home happen to fill in the blanks and figure out a name,
That's just because you're a
well,
smarty.
you sit there and you enjoy that. And if you'd like
Yeah.
to share that in the chat room, legally we can't prevent you from saying that in the chat room. So, enjoy. Where to start? I'm going to read this verbatim from the particular source that I have. Or pretty close to. I'm going to try to censor it. We'll see how I can do. Rumors are flying that blank, blank, blank former. Okay, let me put it this way. Rumors are flying right now that a former Cleveland basketball player had a secret love child with a former Cleveland news reporter. Rumors started running rampant when no, that part's kind of incriminating. Let's just say when this player was celebrating something with his fiance, the fiance seemed less than thrilled for him, and it really was like a joyous moment for this guy. But his fiance, again, her expression and how she reacted was all just, I don't care, because perhaps there's something bigger going on that she didn't really care about his basketball achievements. There is so much here that is just straight up incriminating. Let me, so I'm going to go, I'll just get the highlights.
I wish we could just say it.
I wish we could too, but we're not going to. A former Cleveland basketball player who's engaged and has children.
8 of them.
Technically 2.
Actually 2, but
2. I mean,
but anyways, he has
with the chick that he's engaged with. He has 2.
X number of kids. We won't even reveal a number of kids.
I think I already just blew it.
Anyways, don't worry, we're fine. Anyways, this former Cleveland basketball player, has allegedly knocked up a former Cleveland news reporter. Now, this former Cleveland basketball player is obviously not in Cleveland anymore. Neither is this reporter. She was fired from the particular station she worked at because, we don't know why, but all we know is her contract wasn't up yet and she was fired. The belief is it might be because she violated what's called a morality clause. This is all speculation, this part. Where, if you get knocked up by a athlete you're reporting on, it doesn't exactly reflect well on the particular station. So she was, relieved of her duties. She followed him to this new town he's in, wherever it may be. I don't know. And allegedly, again, I cannot stress this enough, allegedly, he is refusing to take a paternity test, but he is paying her large amounts of hush money to shut up about all this. Allegedly. Now, I will say I'll say the fact in this is that this former Cleveland reporter is in the city, which we're not going to name the city because I feel like that gives this whole thing away, is in this new city, does have a child. So certain things like that, like this former reporter, she was let go of her job before the contract was up. She is in this new city now, and she does have a child. Those 3 parts are true. The rest of it, the being from this former Cleveland basketball player and other such things like that, and the hush money and the refusing to take a paternity test, that is rumor, 100% rumor. Does that mean it's
speculation? Does
that mean it's not true? No, it doesn't.
Because sometimes rumors are true.
Sometimes rumors are true. Let's not forget that. Now, a lot of other, you probably might even know who it is, at this point. Even though we've been so good at hiding it. But, some other sites and other stations and stuff have run with it. Just full disclosure, we're choosing not to name names here because if all this isn't true, this could fall under the label of slander. And that's not what we're about. We're about slandering people, but clearly making it a joke. I can't really put a spin on this to make it a joke because it may or may not have really happened. So, that's all you need to know. Former Cleveland basketball player knocks up former Cleveland news reporter.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. You don't need to put it in quotes. It's allegedly. It is allegedly. That's true. You don't need to quote that. You don't need to air quote that.
Really?
You don't need the finger bunnies on that one. It is allegedly. So allegedly, a former Cleveland basketball player knocked up a former Cleveland news reporter, and he is paying her hush money so that, she won't go public with the whole baby thing and stuff, and he's refusing to take a paternity test. Again, allegedly. That's really, unfortunately, all we can say about this. I'd love to spend the whole show talking about it, and we maybe even would have if we could name names. But with the information we're allowed to disclose to you at this moment in time, that's really about all we can say. But I will say this, if it's true, this is the biggest scoop of the year. This is the news story of the year. This is like Tiger Woods with all the whores level up. Huge.
Oh, that was great.
So,
good times.
maybe it'll make this guy the next Tiger Woods. I don't know. Who knows? Anyways, that's all we could say about that. So now let's get into something that we are allowed to talk about. And that is, of course, the NBA draft. And we're gonna start. We're gonna obviously start where the draft starts. Number one pick, we all knew it was coming. Yep. You know, it was Anthony Davis. It was always going to be Anthony Davis.
Fear the brow.
I'm sorry, no. There's something wrong with that man. Shave it off. You are a grown-ass adult, and you know people have told you to get rid of it, and you're embracing it? No. There's certain things you embrace, not a freaking unibrow.
Hey.
Somebody take him to a party,
you know what?
Get him drunk. When he passes out, whoop, it's gone.
You know what? I will say this, though. If Cleveland had the number one pick and took him, I would not give half a crap how stupid he wants to look. Not even the littlest bit. If he's going to come in and be a potential superstar and put my team on the map, I don't give a crap. But that said, he's a Hornet. And I have no, love for I am totally indifferent to them. So, yeah, shave it, you friggin' idiot. You look like a dumbass.
Yes, Ashley, I think you would totally change your tune.
I think you would, too.
The Cavaliers had drafted him.
I would be like, holy crap, we got Anthony Davis. At the same time, kid, you look like a dumbass. I'm glad we have you, and you're about to save our basketball team. But, dude, you look like a freaking dumbass.
You know he's about to be rich, right?
If this guy came up to you right now, he came in the studio right now and said, "Would you date me?" You'd go out with him with the brow. Yes, you would. Don't sit down. Yes, you would.
See, you know what? This is how it would go down. One, he's totally...
I give her more credit than that.
I don't. The money. You're only human.
I do have lots of student loans to pay off, so you know what?
There you go.
See, this is what would happen. But the first time he fell asleep, zoop, it's gone. I don't know what happened to Anthony Davis. Maybe you sleptwalked into the bathroom and just accidentally shaved it off.
I don't know what happened to your unibrow. Maybe you slept on it wrong.
And it fell off. You outgrew it.
You outgrew it. That's how hair works. That's why you get bald when you're older. Because you've officially outgrown your hair.
I seen a great hair. I had to cut it.
I'm just saying that's exactly how it would go down.
Man, he's gonna make a lot of money off that unibrow because he's the only one with the balls left to do it.
He tried to put a trademark on it, but turns out a bootlegger from his college town already owns the trademark.
Really?
Yeah, how do you trademark a unibrow?
Wait, is it Michael Kidd Gilchrist?
No, it was.
That would be great.
No, someone who sells merchandise outside of the stadium put a trademark on Fear the Brow.
Oh, like one of those, hey, you want some VCRs out of my van kind of guy.
Yeah, that guy. And he says he's not willing to part with the trademark unless he gets a pretty penny.
Well, he can afford it now, probably. Unless this guy's just nuts and going to hold on to it for, like, millions upon millions of dollars. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. / probably won't update you on that because it's totally irrelevant. A combination of the two. So we know Anthony Davis went 1 to the Hornets. And then 2, which, by the way, I was, live tweeting this draft and everything. And I tweeted right before the number 2 pick. I mentioned something about, this is the pick that will define this entire first round.
And it really did.
We'll all turn one way or the other by this simple pick right here. And something tells me that with Michael Jordan at the helm of the Bobcats, they're gonna do something to screw this whole thing up. And they did. And they went with Michael Kidd Gilchrist at number 2, where everybody and his friggin' brother had Thomas Robinson going. Or maybe Bradley Beal. Now, I will say this. I'm giving an award out now for it's called the Frickin' Idiot of the Week Award. I just came up with it. It goes to the Detroit Pistons. They get the Frickin' Idiot of the Week Award because a lot of reports had, the Bobcats showing interest in shooting guard out of Florida, Bradley Beal. Well, they don't need to look for a shooting guard now. They got one. They got one in the form of Ben Gordon from the Detroit Pistons. The Detroit Pistons made a trade with the Bobcats this past week. They gave them Ben Gordon, a guard who can score fairly well. He can average about 20 points if you give him enough shots. You got a guard that can drop 20, plus a first-round pick in exchange for Corey Maggette.
Who?
Corey Maggette.
They gave up Ben Gordon and a first-round pick.
It's now, I'll be fair. I'll be totally fair. It is a protected first-round pick, but I was reading the protection on that. They're going to have a first-round pick in 3 years tops. 3 years tops, and they get that pick. Because by the third year, it becomes protected where it's only protected if the Pistons get number 1. So they traded a first-round pick in the very near future and a guard that can drop about 20 a game for Corey Maggette. Congratulations, Pistons.
You idiot!
You're my freaking idiot of the week. So
I don't know what to say
enjoy
to that.
Right? It's like, who did that? Did someone accidentally press a button, like a trade button they weren't supposed to? Does it even work like that? I don't know. It's so stupid. Oh, man. Enjoy Maggette, though, Pistons. I can't wait for Maggette to come to Cleveland. I'm going to be so conflicted. I'm going to be rocking my Maggette jersey, but rooting for the Cavs. I don't know what's going to happen. Who knows? So, really the Pistons ruined this whole thing. Thanks, Pistons. Damn it. All right, well, anyways, Bradley Beal then went 3. And then we get to number 4, obviously the pick we were waiting for. The Cleveland Cavaliers with the number 4 pick.
You shut your
In the
mouth.
2000, can I say something real quick? Hold on. Every single time that Stern came up to the podium, he said, this is just something I'm going to nitpick with. His grammar's off. He said the 2012. It's not 2012. It would just be read 2012 is the proper reading of that number, not 2012.
David Stern's a douche.
But either way, he said the Cleveland Cavaliers with the number 4 pick in the 2012 NFL Draft select guard from Syracuse, Dion Waiters.
Did you just say NFL?
Did I say NFL?
Yes, you
You
did.
might have.
Yes, you did.
Good. I'd rather talk about that. Let's talk about the NFL draft again. Trent Richardson.
Woo, buddy.
What do you think?
Let's go Brownies.
Yeah. Which, by the way, we might a little later in the show have a little update on some Browns contract negotiations with the rookies. A particular rookie may have hit a snag. You'll have
Jesus, here we go
keep
again.
listening to it's nothing major.
Little-
We'll get
talk
to
about
it.
that later.
Anyway, so Dion
Punk
Waiters
asses.
to the Cavs. My first reaction was just, I was absolutely furious.
I was okay with it.
Good
got
for
you, Cleveland.
Good for you. I was absolutely furious that they did not select Harrison Barnes when Harrison Barnes was still available at number 4. Obviously, the 2 guys they wanted was Kid Gilchrist and Beal off the board. Barnes would have made a lovely bronze medal, but they go off the board with Dion Waiters. And like I said, I was furious, but I've had time. That was Thursday. Today's Monday. I've had time to think it over, soak it in. I love this pick. And the only reason anyone out there would hate this pick is because of the fact that none of us knew anything really about Dion Waiters. I mean, we knew some of the stuff he did in college, and there's the whole argument about him being a 6th man. We'll get to that in a second. But the fact of the matter is he shut down private workouts for teams about a month ago because reports were coming out that he had an under-the-table deal where a team told him, if you stop working out now, we will select you with our pick. Now, first, reports ran rampant that it was the Toronto Raptors. Then the GM comes out and denies it, so I was still pretty sure it was the Toronto Raptors. Now there's reports coming out that it may have been the Phoenix Suns actually at 13, which would make sense because, a lot of people did still have Dion Waiters, having not shown off what he could do in practices or team drills or anything like that. Most mocks still had him in the late top 10. He was still a top 10 pick. So the Suns, it would make sense. They're like, well, we want him at 13, so we'll give you a guarantee that we will take you if you shut down your shit right now. And he did and everything, but the fact of the matter is the Cavs, they've studied this guy. We don't know fully what he can do, but they do. Chris Grant, he's not an idiot. He's been watching this kid. He's been watching this kid at Syracuse. He knows what this kid can do. Now, there is the argument that what he did at Syracuse was come off the bench. So it does kind of seem a little strange to go after the sixth man of the year at the number 4 spot. But you got to look at the coach, Jim Boeheim. He is the kind of guy that he always starts the older guys. He's an old school guy. He's going to start his seniors if he can start his seniors. He's generally the kind of guy that does that. The younger kids, they get the bench. He's just old school. He hasn't adapted to the Coach Calipari system.
All freshmen all the time.
Nothing but freshmen. And it won him a championship. So, hey, that's probably what he should be doing. But either way, and there was some emotional baggage and stuff that went into this. He had clashed heads a few times in the past with Boeheim. And at one point when he was first on the bench, it was part of a punishment of you're allowed to play here, but you're going to sit down. But then when they start winning the crazy amount that they did, you're not going to change that at that point. If you have a guy who might be the best player on your team, who probably is the best player on your team, but you have him coming off the bench and you win 10 games in a row, you're not going to be like, all right, well, come on back. You're going to be like, well, let's wait till
you
we
never
cool
change
down.
anything when you're
You
winning.
don't change the lineup after a victory. You don't. You never do. So, I mean, there's an explanation why this guy was on the bench. And, I mean, he probably would have gotten more exposure
I mean,
if he was a starter.
Even coming off the bench, he still averaged, I think, 24, 25 minutes a game. So, I mean, he was basically getting starter minutes.
I have all the stats right here. If I select the right one, there we go. And Dion Waiters, I clicked the wrong thing. Anyways.
Because I think he averaged like 12.5 points a game.
He did, yeah.
20-some minutes.
I got his totals right here. Per game, he averaged 12.6 points per game. And he played 37 games, averaged 24.1 minutes per game. So, I mean, not bad, considering he's coming off the bench. So, I mean, the fact of the matter is this is exactly the kind of guy that the Cavaliers need. They need a catch-and-shoot guy, a guy who's going to make his own shots. He can attack the basket. He can hit a jump shot. He's just scoring. That's all we were looking for at the number 4 pick. Can you score? Yes. Welcome to the Cavs.
Because, I mean, we were what, second to last in the league in shooting percentage.
Nobody can shoot.
Clearly, your number 1 option is a scorer.
Absolutely.
You can't, I mean, obviously a lot of people were like, oh, Robinson's still on the board. Why didn't we take him? Why didn't we take Barnes? Well, we needed a shooting guard above and beyond all else. And with Beal being gone, the next best available shooting guard was Dion Waiters.
We'll break this down real quick. The other picks people said we should have gone. There was 3 other guys that people really wanted at that pick. You got Andre Drummond, the center who ultimately went to the Pistons. 29% free throw shooter.
No.
29.
Go home, dude.
He didn't even hit a third of his free throws.
You're standing there by yourself. I can close my eyes, stand on 1 foot, and make at least 40%.
I used to shoot him at one-handed in my grandpa's backyard. Make them all the time. Free throws are too easy.
I know.
They should be harder.
It's ridiculous. You're 15 feet away from the hoop. No one's around you. You have 10 seconds to stand there and do whatever the hell you want before you shoot that ball.
29%.
29%?
That's my answer to that. Why didn't they get Drummond? 29%. That's why. I don't even need to explain further than that.
Because all you do is you just find some bum, you bring off the bench, foul this dude every time, and be like, he ain't never gonna score.
And then you got Harrison Barnes. I liked Harrison Barnes. I thought Harrison Barnes was a great player. But what I've been reading about the Cavs is that the fact of the matter is if they took Harrison Barnes, who's a small forward, they have 2 small forwards here, starting caliber, Alonzo G, Harrison Barnes. One of them would have to move to the 2. One of them would have to move to shooting guard. And I've been reading that the Cavaliers are not overly confident in either of those 2 players, especially G's, ability to consistently play shooting guard. So that kind of worked Barnes out of it because he'd really just go in there and G would start coming off the bench and you still don't have a shooting guard. And then the final one that people really thought might have happened because he should not have been available, he should have gone number 2 overall, is Thomas Robinson, who, even though he went 5, might be the steal of this draft. He could be the most NBA-ready prospect in this draft. My favorite right now, honestly, for Rookie of the Year. If they can figure out an appropriate place for him in the lineup. I mean, I don't know where they're going to play him. I mean, it's probably power forward, but then does that mean they're moving DeMarcus Cousins over to center? I know DeMarcus Cousins can play both, so I don't know. We'll see how they figure that out. If he can get in there starting day one, I think he's my favorite for Rookie of the Year. But Thomas Robinson was a great player, the best player on the board while the Cavs were there to pick. But they just got Tristan Thompson last year. Hindsight being 2020, would you rather have gotten Thomas Robinson? Maybe, but we really ultimately don't know because we've seen what Tristan can do. We really have no idea what he can do in the NBA. But, if you're just looking both of them from a prospect standpoint, you'd rather have Robinson, but you already have Thompson. So you can't do it. You can't go for a power forward again. Then you've got 3 starting caliber power forwards on your roster and only one spot for them.
Yeah.
You've got Tristan Thompson, you have Thomas Robinson, and you have Anderson Varejao, and you have no idea where to put them. So that's why ultimately Dion Waiters was the best move they could have made. It's just I love this pick now. I absolutely do. And then the draft went on, and some other people were picked, and some other stuff happened. But let's just get to the good stuff here. All right, the Cavs come. We're waiting for them to get to pick 24, where the Cavaliers are going to pick. And it turns out by the time they got there, that pick was, pretty irrelevant. Because the Cavaliers, of course, made a trade sending the 24th overall pick and the 32nd and the 33rd to Dallas for the player they picked with the 17th pick, center out of UNC, Tyler Zeller. This pick, I immediately loved that they made this trade.
Yes, getting the big man that they really needed.
I'd actually been saying, since like I said, I was tweeting my pick by pick analysis or whatever of the draft, which you can follow me on Twitter, where I live tweet many sporting events at eRalphieW, and I always tweet the pick and I chime in my little comment there, and I'll let you know this at picks 10, 11, 12. 14 and 16, I think. I tweeted that, blah, blah, blah was picked by blah, 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 whatever. Yeah, and 16. But I added in those specific picks that really would have been a good move here to go with Tyler Zeller out of UNC. So really for the, from 10 to 17, basically, those 7 picks more or less, I felt like almost each one of those teams when they were selecting should have picked Zeller. And then, even after the Mavericks finally picked him, I was like, finally someone's smart enough to pick this guy because he's obviously the real deal and he's got the stuff. He's a true center, 7 feet tall, ACC Player of the Year. And then, of course, during the very next pick, I find out he's coming to my favorite team, the Cleveland Cavaliers. I was overjoyed. It was the polar opposite reaction I had from them drafting Dion Waiters. Tyler Zeller, like I said, he is 7 feet tall. They keep saying he has soft hands. Don't know if that's a compliment, to be perfectly honest. I know what they mean is that he can catch the ball real well, but it just sounds like it's not a quality you're looking for. Like, yeah, this guy's tall and everything, but how soft are his hands? I don't know. Did you give him a feel?
Means he can catch.
I know what it means. It just doesn't sound right.
I know, it does sound
I don't
weird.
know. And I don't feel like someone that big and tall should have soft hands. I feel like their hands should be calloused from working hard. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Great with his back to the basket. I mean, this is an ideal center. He is a dying breed that we managed to get our hands on, which is a center. Center is a dying position.
It really is. There's hardly any left.
It really is. Center and small forward are dying and just being consumed by the position next to it.
Yeah.
Center is just becoming another power forward, and small forward is just becoming another shooting guard.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, but the fact of the matter is this is a true center. Like I said, I cannot stress this enough because what did I say last week when we were previewing? I said they should go Fab Melo at 24 because I said, what's the one thing you can't teach?
Can't teach height.
You can't teach height. You can't teach someone to grow anymore, especially not at this age.
I've been trying to teach myself to grow for years. You can't do it.
It doesn't work. I know.
It does not work.
Tell me about it. 7 feet tall. And I mean, he's got good stuff. It's looking like right now, if I had to guess, he's going to be the second best of all the Zeller brothers. There is a Luke Zeller who is currently at the Austin Toros of the Developmental League. I think he's already better than him. And then he's got his brother Cody Zeller.
Oh, at Indy?
At Indy, gonna be a big name next year. Some early mock drafts. That's right. I'm already looking at 2013 mock drafts to better prepare my draft knowledge for you, the viewer. A lot of people already have him at 1 next year. So he's going to be one of those guys going into the year with the possibility of being the number 1 pick hanging over his head. We'll see how it works out. It usually, when someone says, oh, like before the season, blah, blah, blah is going to be the number 1 pick, more often than not, the pressure gets to them and they end up not being it. You know, Andrew Luck in the NFL being an exception. But Jake Locker in the NFL was a perfect example. They said he's going to come out next year and he's going to be the number 1 pick. And he's going to get the Heisman. Kind of dissolved all the way through.
Pretty much.
Real quick as we're going to break, though, the Cavaliers, the players they did ultimately give up. Jared Cunningham and the other 2 were, let me get this up here, Bernard James and Jay Crowder. I would rather have Tyler Zeller than all 3 of those combined.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm pretty satisfied. All right, well, when we get back, you're going to find out what's urinating us off. We're going to talk MLB All-Star rosters announced. Were there any snubs? You'll be surprised to find out who thinks there wasn't. The Browns currently kind of deadlocked in negotiations with one of their bigger rookies. We got all that. Tiger Woods talk, maybe 3 up, 3 down, all that, so much more. You're listening to High on Sports on the MSC Radio Network.
User-friendly and ready to serve. MorningShowCentral.com.
I'm Eric Posted from NeoWeather.com, bringing you your MSC weather forecast here on this Monday, July 2nd, 2012. Well, the heat and humidity are going nowhere anytime soon, as we are expecting humid conditions to continue on your Monday night with partly cloudy skies. Lows will be in the lower 70s across the region. And make our way into Tuesday, another hot day on tap with a high of 93 degrees. We'll have about a 40% chance of an isolated shower or storm, but the chance is not very high. As we make our way into the 4th of July on Wednesday, expecting a few scattered showers and storms during the day, a high on Wednesday of 92 degrees, and the heat is going to stick around as we head towards the end of the week with highs ticking near 90.
If you live the lifestyle, then you should arrive in style. Lifestyle Limousine Service. Whether it's dinner for 2, an evening at the winery, or a night out on the town, Lifestyle Limousine provides extraordinary service. Check them out on the web, lifestylelimousineservice.com. Reserve your ride now. 330-903-0508. 330-903-0508. Lifestyle Limousine Service. And make sure you tell them Morning Show Central Radio Network sent you. Cocaine Energy Supplement. Due to great consumer demand, Redux Beverages has officially announced the return of its world-famous Cocaine Energy Supplement. It's now available at retail locations across the country, as well as online at ReduxDirect.com. That's ReduxDirect.com. Don't forget to be part of the all-new Cocaine Energy Supplement social network, where you can meet other Cocaine Energy Supplement fans from around the world. Cocaine Energy Supplement. You can become a member. You can become a member by logging on to lovecocaine.com. Pete 99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. Jumping from one web host to another can be frustrating. Finding a good web host can be unnerving for even the most experienced of web designers. That's why Uncensored Net Noise has chosen P99 Technologies as its web hosting supplier. Established in 1999, P99 Technologies has evolved into a first-class web hosting provider. Its 99.9% uptime rivals many in the industry. That's why they offer their 30-day guarantee, no questions asked. For more information, go to P99.com. P99 Technologies will help you get started with your web presence with honest and expert customer service. P99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right.
Rise above the clutter, brand your identity, and make a statement. Broken Fan Media. Expert video production, television and web commercials, music video, radio, real estate tours, live concerts and events, state-of-the-art post-production, video and audio editing. Check us out on the web at brokenfanmedia.com, 434-944-0472. Broken Fan Media, the next generation of sight and sound.
Having problems with your home computer or business PC? Looking to have some upgrade work completed on your computer? Have a special project in mind that may be too much for you to undertake alone? Time to call
Joe, the printer guy!
Joe the Printer Guy offers a full-service hardware and software repair center at his facility to handle your PC, server, and networking needs. Let their professional service staff handle your computer needs. They offer expert service at an affordable price. Visit Joe the Printer Guy at 14035 Madison Avenue, Lakewood, Ohio. Online, joetheprinterguy.com, or give him a call at 216-651-3880. Joe the Printer Guy. If you're looking for the best in musical equipment, recording gear, sound reinforcement, and more, Guitar Center has you covered. Guitar Center, located at 26635 Brook Park Road in North Olmsted, has the tools of your trade with the largest selection of music and sound gear in the area. They cater to your musical needs and have the knowledge to help you out. Guitar Center in North Olmsted. MorningShowCentral.com uses them. You should too. Need to know more? Go to GuitarCenter.com. You're listening to MSC Radio Network, and like anything else on the internet, it runs on computers. Lots of computers. And you know, when you're dealing with computers, hard drives sometimes crash. That happened here at MSC, and you know what saved them? Rectify backup software. Don't believe us? Well, ask yourself this question. Are you backed up? Probably not. So don't be that guy and wait till it's too late. MSC did their research and tried tons of different backup programs and chose Rectify backup software. You know, peace of mind is priceless, and Rectify can give you and your computer system that peace of mind. Find out more at rectify.com. That's RECTIPHY.com. Looking for reliable and affordable Shoutcast audio or video hosting? JWN Media offers complete Shoutcast hosting solutions for business or personal use. All plans come with full listener stats, custom web scripts for implementing your service into your existing website, full server control, super fast network, and huge bandwidth limits, a 99.5% uptime guarantee, and friendly, knowledgeable support personnel dedicated to making your hosting experience fun and easy. With plans starting at only $3 a month, you have no excuse not to get a server of your own. Plus, with the option to add auto DJ and on-demand services, you can be confident your station will be all it can be. Custom plans are also available at their website. Simply visit jwnmedia.com and click the Shoutcast hosting link to get started right now. From the Cocaine Energy Supplement Studio, you're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network.
I'm Ralphie, and with me, as always,
Ashley.
And I am Von Erich, not a fuddy-duddy.
Not a fuddy-duddy, and I've said it before, and I will say it again, the best starting lineup in sports radio, period.
You know
right
it.
here in front of you guys, you lucky viewers at home, or listeners. Whether you're listening on one of the many glorious apps or at home on your computer, thank you for making High on Sports a part of your evening. Remember, as always, you can call the show toll-free, 1-888-668-0742. Email your questions or comments to shows with an S at morningshowcentral.com. Tweet them at us at high_on_sports. Again, we will read them live on air. If you're not already getting to the chat room, if you're watching the show on MSC, which you probably are, you'll notice to the right of the viewer, it's a place to log into a chat room and ask for a password. You do not need to put one. Put a name, hit enter. You're immediately logged in, talking to myself, Ashley, Von Erich, whoever else may be in there. Hi, chat. How's it going?
What's up?
Yeah, what's up, chat? And get to the website, high-on-sportsradioshow.com for our archive of all the past shows. my blog, bunch of other fun stuff. Again, high-on-sports-radio-show.com. All right, we've got a lot to get to in very little time. It is round 2. Let's go. The deuce. All right, it is time for a staple of High on Sports, and that is, of course, what's urinating us off. And we are going to start, as always, with Von Erich, but very special moment here. These happen from time to time. It's just human nature. These things happen, especially as you get older and everything. He has not urinated off this week. He's in a relatively good mood. Is that fair to say?
Oh, yes. Very good mood. With the course of the All-Star selections, which we'll get to later. But, of course, I saw some videos that did not urinate me off this week. In fact, I liked it a lot. And we're going to go to one of those videos. And what it is one of the Baltimore Orioles pitchers was trying to get a sponsorship for himself with some kind of company where he was riding around a little contraption, like a little unicycle or something, and the manager happened to catch wind of it, and he was none too appreciative. So we're gonna take and this is Baltimore Orioles manager Buck Showalter, which I'm sure you're familiar with. He's a hard-nosed guy.
He's old school.
He's old school. He doesn't like to take crap from the players. They're one of the teams that have the strict dress code, and you have to have your hair short and all that. Well, let's take a look at the video of Buck Showalter reacting to O'Day's antics.
All right, we ready to go? All right, here we go.
It's really not supposed to ride it on mud, but hey, it's pretty adaptive.
What is he on?
It's a little unicycle thing.
Interview?
I think that's a really good idea.
About this?
When we do this someplace, it's a little embarrassing. Isn't this a contract year for you? It wouldn't be real good if you fell off it,
No.
Ain't real smart. I mean, my God. What's paying you more, this or pitching for us?
You guys, of course.
I know. I just... Jeez, I thought I knew you a little better than that. You guys got to get your priorities in order. Riding a friggin' bicycle out here around whatever
Would
it
it be
is.
okay if he wrote it in the dugout?
I don't know. It ain't okay. Are you part of this?
I'm the reporter.
I don't care who you are.
Sorry.
We're trying to win here. We're not trying to ride... What is that called? Solo wheel or something?
It's a solo
You
wheel.
can solo
Yes,
your way back to your city. We'll find somebody else to pitch. Why don't we get a 3-ring circus? You got elephants and dancing bears. Let's get that too. Okay?
Sorry, sir.
Just because we're in New York, I gotta be kidding me. Really?
Cranky old man.
Wait for it.
I'm sorry. I kind of feel responsible. Are you okay knowing that you've just been pranked?
Yeah.
Oh, he got him!
Hey, you're not a bad actor, though. You're not a bad actor, though.
You're getting me convinced.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God, that was good.
Can I get on it?
You want to jump on it?
No, I don't.
You got it. No, that's pretty good, though.
That's it right there.
Holy, oh my God, that was great.
As you can see, I am not urinated off by that.
I knew something was up because something about the way Buck Showalter was talking and everything, I was like, he's in the know somehow. And that was good. That was good. Good, clean fun.
Damn, that was funny. Buck Showalter
You
pranked
don't
his
expect that
ass.
from a guy like him, and then it happens.
He's like, aren't you in a contract year? Who's paying you more money? You are, sir. I'm pretty sure that pitcher probably peed his pants. He looked terrified. He really did.
Oh, man. Well, he's a pitcher for the Baltimore Orioles. He's easily replaced.
He looked like a scared little child.
That was good. That was good. Thank you, Von Erich. Thank you.
You're
As
very
always,
welcome.
whenever you got a video for the show, man, it's a home run, usually.
Yeah.
If I can borrow a pun from baseball. And I will, and I did.
Man, see, now I'm like laughing and I'm not
I know,
urinating
Ashley,
off anymore.
bring this mood down.
Bring us
Make
back
us
down.
feel like crap.
Okay, well, I kind of had two, but we already talked about the draft, so the whole...
I would go with one.
Yeah. So I'm not going to bring that back up. Anyways, but now my other one is NBA players. What they just decide where they get to play. Why does Dwight Howard get to say, trade me to the Nets? It's the only place I'm going. You know what? If I was Orlando, I'd ship his ass up to either Sacramento or something. Detroit, ship him somewhere where they ain't going to win no games. And I'd be like, you deal with it. And I'd be like, hell, I'll give him to you for nothing. because I'm not letting this guy get what he wants.
If you at home don't know what she's talking about, she's referencing the fact that Dwight Howard this weekend has requested a trade from the Orlando Magic. You're good. And reportedly, he said there is only one team he's willing to play for. Sources have confirmed today that is, in fact, the Brooklyn Nets, saying that he will not sign a contract extension anywhere else. And if they trade him to any other team, contender or pretender, doesn't matter. He will play the rest of the year, and then he will seek his options in free agency. So basically, he's saying, trade me to the Nets now, or I'll go to the Nets next offseason. The Magic, he's backed himself into a corner. From a PR standpoint, they can't start the year with him. Fans are going to boo him whenever he touches the ball.
I'd bench his ass. If you couldn't find anyone to take him, I'd just let him sit on the bench all year.
I wouldn't. I'd rather win, but
he's not going to play for you.
He's going to play.
No, he's not. Really?
I mean, he's not going to lead you to an NBA Finals, but he's better than the other alternative option.
He's not going to want to do anything because he wants to be traded.
He'll still do it, but
no, he won't.
Yeah, he will.
No, I don't believe it.
Anyways,
I'd bench his ass because
the problem by naming
I don't put up with people's antics.
The problem by naming a specific team, especially letting that specific team get out to the public, is you backed your team into a corner. How are the Magic supposed to make a deal right now with the Nets? When if I'm the Brooklyn Nets, I know I don't really have to offer up anything tangible or worth it to get Dwight Howard. I'll offer what I want. And if you don't like that, that's okay. I'll just get him next season.
Yeah, I'll just get him for free in a year. Well, not free, but you only got to pay.
You'll pay him a lot of money.
His contract, not for like other players and trades and draft picks. And
I mean, honestly, if you're the Nets, what's stopping you right now from being like, lottery protected first rounder?
Right, that's it.
You know, and then if you're the Magic, you say no, and they're like, okay, well, we'll see Dwight in a year.
And that's why,
that's all it is.
The NBA really needs to figure something out about this because it's all of a sudden it's a new thing to do. Like whatever happened, just you play where you're at, and then you shut your mouth and you play the game, and then if you get traded, you get traded. In the offseason, you want to go somewhere else, you go somewhere else. Why is it got to be I'm going here and you're going to trade me now?
I'm going to say something.
Stick it up your ass.
I'm going to say something my fellow Cleveland fans aren't going to like, but at least LeBron James finished his contract.
Yeah.
At least.
Well, yeah, and that's another thing is Dwight Howard just he just picked up his option for another year.
And then he was blackmailed.
And now he's saying they blackmailed him into signing it.
Yeah,
well, I'm
what
sorry.
Did they do?
Did they literally bring in Marine Special Forces and put a gun to your head and say sign this damn contract? No, you signed the option.
That's not
what
picked blackmail is, but okay.
Yeah, that's threatening.
That's just threatening, but
I'm saying, well, yeah, did they have some kind of crazy dirt on
if
you?
they have pictures of him with a male prostitute or something, and they're like, you're coming back or these are going to TMZ, that's blackmail.
Yeah.
So, we're not saying that's for sure, but there is a possibility, allegedly, that Dwight Howard has slept with a male prostitute. I think that's what we could take away from this, that allegedly could have happened.
You can say that, but we couldn't talk about what happened earlier.
Yeah, I said allegedly. Say those names.
I said allegedly.
We said allegedly earlier.
But I said it allegedly could have happened. I didn't say it allegedly did. I didn't say it did. I said it allegedly.
That's how they could have blackmailed him.
Allegedly, it is possible.
That's how they were able to blackmail him.
That could happen. That's just fact.
I'm just saying.
That event could occur.
No, that is not a fact.
that could happen? That could happen.
I'm not saying allegedly happen.
They had something to blackmail him. Apparently, they had something good to blackmail him into picking up his option.
Well, either way, it's just ridiculous.
Because now he went to the Players Union and he's trying to sue.
I'll tell you, though, how this is going to play out. He will be traded. It will not be to the Nets. He will be traded to, keep an eye right now on the Houston Rockets. Keep an eye on the L.A. Lakers, or
Clippers
maybe
as well.
Clippers it's a possibility, but another big one to keep an eye on is the Golden State Warriors. Teams that know going into it but the thing is that the little rinky-dink team, they're not going to make a trade for him.
Give him away.
But it doesn't work.
I'd give him away.
You can't do that. That team's not going to accept him. And you're not just going to give him away. No, that would be even stupider because then you're giving him away when you could be getting potentially, stupider. When you could potentially be getting draft picks and all that. But I know what you're saying, but I'm just saying you can't let the fact that this
backhand him.
You can't let if you're the management here, you can't let the fact that this player's a douchebag and you don't like him make you intentionally do your job like crap.
I mean,
you have to do. Your first and foremost want is for the Magic to win or the Magic to be a better team.
The way I deal with assholes is by being an asshole.
But then you get fired, and then who ultimately wins here?
I know.
Not you.
I don't deal with it the right way, but the way I deal with it is by being an asshole right back.
The fact of the matter is they're gonna trade him, and it's gonna be to someone that knows he is a rental and is okay with that. He doesn't want to be a Laker, but the Lakers want him. Lakers are on the table. Houston, what the hell is going on with Houston? They just decided before the draft, like, we want Dwight Howard. We're going to make a play for him. And reporters are like, but you know he's not going to stay with you. Oh, we know. Then why are you doing it? Oh, you don't worry. And they're acting like they got something up their sleeve when we all know they don't. They're just going to get him and then cry as he's walking out the door. Like, Dwight, no.
We thought you would change your mind.
It's like, you know what? It's a weird comparison, but it's like you got a prostitute and then we're upset when you find out that prostitute's not in love with you. It's like, what did you think?
It's like,
you
wait.
just paid me for this.
You mean
you don't love me back?
You're leaving?
No. You knew going into this.
I got your money. I'm out the door. Why?
Why, Dwight? I mean, Houston's setting themselves up for just disaster, but it's fun to watch. I mean, so the Rockets are still on the table. Warriors are another team. They said because they know they have the offense. They are a massive sword. They just need a shield. So who knows? Hell, you throw them on the Warriors right now. Who knows what happens? Who knows? But I mean, that's just my official prediction for this. Is he's going to be traded, and it's not going to be the Nets. And will he be happy? Who cares? But the Magic are going to do what's best for the Magic.
Who the hell cares?
And they're going to try to give him to a team that knows they're just getting a rental. But the problem with just trading a rental is you're only going to get scraps for him. I mean, it's not going to be great. But, you know, there really are no winners here except for Dwight Howard eventually because that's just how it works. Anyways, thank you, Ashley. And now, keeping with the NBA, I'll make this brief. We go back to the NBA draft for just a moment. David Stern is a Class A douchebag.
Oh, yeah.
Once on, I've even brought this up. I saw him on a show once where the host of the show said something about being an American, and he said, "I'm not an American. I'm a citizen of the world."
If you're an American and you denounce being American, get the hell out of my country.
Well, you're from the world, but you are a citizen of America. That's not
Get the hell out of my country.
But that's not even something you can argue. I'm not an American. It's like that's not what your passport says.
Yeah, how are you? No, you're not a citizen of the world, asshole.
Yeah, you can't just be a citizen of a planet when there's not other planets. That means we're all citizens of the Earth, and then who gives a crap?
I know, right?
Maybe that's his point. I don't know. Maybe it's something about war. Who cares? Either way, the fact of the matter is, he's just a piece of crap as far as a human being goes. I mean, I guess he does his job and stuff like that, but as far as on a deep personal level, he's just, he's
a D-bag.
Absolute crap. He was getting booed heavily at the draft and just taking it with this piece of shit smirk that he had. You just want to stab him again and again in the lungs. I mean, it was awful.
Allegedly.
Well, okay. Allegedly,
No.
I wanted to. No. We'll play ball. Allegedly, I wanted to stab him repeatedly with
Kick him in
some
the
sort of
teeth.
shiv that I've fashioned.
Ghetto stomp his face into a curb.
Allegedly. But either way, the fact of the matter is why they were booing is what's urinating me off. Do you know where this draft was held? Newark, New Jersey.
Oh, you mean where that basketball team used to be?
I mean the state where they just took their NBA team from. They just took their team away and then held their draft in front of them. I mean, I don't even know how a comparison to make there.
That would be like if Oklahoma City won the championship and then they held their parade in Seattle.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's what it would be like.
That would be
exactly what it's
That's
like.
what it would be.
I mean, it's like something we know here. The Browns were gone, but they kept the Hall of Fame induction ceremony in Canton. I mean, we could drive down the road and watch these great NFL players get inducted into the Hall of Fame, and then come back home and look at our empty stadium and weep ourselves to sleep and holding a glass of whiskey every night. But that's exactly what New Jersey's going through right now. And they already have the fact that they're in New Jersey to start with, so it's just not a happy scenario really at all. And that's what's urinating me off. Move your draft somewhere else, dude. Honestly, you should have put it in New Orleans, where they would literally throw you a parade. David Stern. They would literally throw you a parade in New Orleans if you held the draft there. So, it's just something to think of. But, he seems like the kind of guy that likes to be booed. He likes being a bad guy, So, I don't know. Why don't you just keep on being a dick the rest of your life, and we'll see what happens. Allegedly. Anyways,
Allegedly being
isn't
a
it
dick.
a magical word? I can say whatever I want, throw that on it, and I'm fine.
Hey, you're good to go. I said allegedly.
Anyways, we're going to talk a little bit of baseball now. Hit the old diamond. Speaking of the diamond, the Indians occupying it right now with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. How's that going, by the way, Ashley?
Nothing. Top 4.
Riveting.
Yeah.
But the All-Star rosters have been announced. For the All-Star game is, a week from Wednesday, Von Erich?
A week from tomorrow.
A week from tomorrow. I thought tomorrow is that the Home Run Derby, or is the Home Run Derby Monday?
The Monday
Oh,
night
we're on air during the Home Run Derby, but you should listen to us.
I thought it was Tuesday,
because it's far
Wednesday,
more entertaining.
Thursday were the 3.
Anyways.
Nope,
It's
Sunday,
Monday.
Monday, Tuesday.
Oh.
Yep. Duh. Everyone knows that.
And Wednesday is an off day for everyone.
That's true, which means there's some award show on some channel. But anyways, MLB All-Star roster announced. I've got it right in front of me. I'm going to rapid fire through this thing real quick. Here's your starters.
You can talk about the AL and NL All-Stars, but if you really want to get into it, you can just name off everyone on my fantasy baseball team because...
Keep talking.
Because out of 25 people on my roster, 16 of them are either on the final All-Star roster or on the final fan vote.
Well, anyways,
Someone's getting a little cocky.
National League center. I'm sorry. I'm still so much in football mode, guys. You got to give me some slack. Catcher, Buster Posey.
Member of my team.
First base, Joey Votto. Second base, Dan Ugla. Shortstop, Rafael Furcal. Third base, Pablo Sandoval. Outfield, Melky Cabrera. Outfield, Carlos Beltran. And outfield, Matt Kemp. Coming over to the American League, you got catcher Mike Napoli. First base, Prince Fielder. Second, Robinson Cano. Short, Derek Jeter. Third, Adrian Beltre. Outfielders, Josh Hamilton, Curtis Granderson, Jose Bautista, and designated hitter David Ortiz. Pitchers for the AL, Verlander, Weaver, Jim Johnson, David Price, Chris Perez from the Indians.
You know it.
Joe Nathan, Chris Sale, Felix Hernandez, Matt Harrison, CC Sabathia, Fernando Rodney, and Ryan Cook. NL pitchers, Matt Cain, Clayton Kershaw, R.A. Dickey, the out-of-nowhere phenomenon, Dickie Beamer.
He's got the knuckleball, man.
He is the
Nasty
Jeremy
knuckle.
Lin of baseball. Cole Hamels, Wade Miley, Steven Strasburg making his All-Star debut, Gio Gonzalez, Lance Flynn, Houston Street, Jonathan Papelbon, Craig Kimbrell, Aroldis Chapman making his debut, Joel Hanrahan. Reserves for the American side, Adam Jones, Mike Trout, Joe Mauer, Adam Dunn, Matt Whiters, Paul Konerko, Ian Kinsler, as Drubal Cabrera with his second consecutive All-Star game, Miguel Cabrera, Elvis Andrews, Mark Trumbo, and Billy Butler. And wrapping things up on the National League side, Carlos Ruiz. I'm sorry, I'm going through so many names. Carlos Ruiz, Andrew McCutchen, Ryan Braun, Giancarlo Stanton, formerly Michael Stanton, Yadier Molina, Jose Altuve, that's what I said. Ian Desmond, Brian LaHare, David Wright, Jay Bruce, and Carlos Gonzalez.
Cargo.
And Von Erich does not think there's any snubs because
not a single one.
16 of those players are on his MLB fantasy team.
64.5%.
Oh, man. Oh, you calculated this out. All right. We're heading out the door here. 3 up, 3 down time. Down number 3, Anthony Davis. Suffers an ankle sprain. Won't be able to try out for Team USA. Might have made it, actually, with all the injuries coming. No Bosch, no Wade, no Rose, no Howard. There was room. And down number 2, LA Clippers. Chris Paul chooses not to sign his extension. And rumors circulating he may be interested in going to the Knicks next offseason. Let's slow our roll a little bit on that, see what happens. They're making a play for Steve Nash or Jeremy Lin. We'll see what happens.
Lin sucks.
Down number 1, the Orlando Magic, because Dwight Howard has asked for a trade yet again. We're doing this dance again. And up number 3, Internacional. España beats Italia 4-0 to become the UEFA EuroLeague champion. Ay, ay, ay. Up number 2, Josh Hamilton set record for most All-Star votes ever, 11,073,744. Wow. Up number 1, Tiger Woods, El Tigre is back. Got his 74th career win, passing up Jack Nicklaus for second all-time. Is the favorite right now to be player of the year, considering he's the only player at 3 wins. None of them majors, so we'll see what happens. All right, that's going to wrap it up for this week. Next week, we're talking baseball, breaking down the All-Star game, making our picks, all that fun stuff, and so much more. So you're not going to want to miss that show. So for Chris, Von Erich, Ashley, I am Ralphie saying good night, everybody. We will see you next week, same time, same place on MorningShowCentral.com.